A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold move that could reshape international trade dynamics, President Donald Trump has announced a significant increase in tariffs on imports from Canada, set to take effect on August 1st. The new tariff rate of 35% marks a sharp escalation from the previous 25% imposed on Canadian auto parts, steel, and aluminum as part of Trump's ongoing trade war strategy. In a letter shared on his social media platform, Trump communicated this decision directly to Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, warning that the tariff could be raised further if Canada retaliated. This announcement comes at a critical juncture, as the United States and Canada are currently engaged in negotiations aimed at resolving trade disputes and fortifying their economic relationship. However, Trump's latest threats have cast a shadow over these discussions, raising concerns about the future of the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, which replaced the old NAFTA agreement in July 2020. The USMCA was intended to create a more balanced trade environment among the three countries, but the recent actions by Trump have thrown this goal into jeopardy. Earlier this year, Trump imposed a 25% tariff on cars and auto parts imported from Canada and a 50% tariff on Canadian steel and aluminum. Now, he is extending these tariffs to encompass a broader range of goods, which could have far-reaching implications for both economies. Prime Minister Carney responded to Trump's letter by reaffirming his commitment to protect Canadian workers and businesses, indicating that Canada will continue to advocate for fair trade practices. The Canadian government has previously retaliated against U.S. tariffs, and it remains to be seen how they will respond to this latest escalation. Trump's justification for the tariffs centers around addressing the opioid crisis in the United States, which he claims is partially fueled by fentanyl smuggled from Canada. This argument has been met with skepticism, as there is limited evidence to support the extent of fentanyl trafficking from Canada. Furthermore, Trump has hinted at imposing blanket tariffs of 15% or 20% on other trading partners, potentially affecting a wide array of countries, including allies like Japan and South Korea. This broadening of the trade war has raised alarms among economists and trade experts, who warn that such measures could lead to increased costs for consumers and disrupt global supply chains. The ramifications of these tariffs extend beyond North America, as countries like Brazil have already threatened retaliatory actions against the U.S. Trump's aggressive trade policies have sparked fears of a global trade conflict, with many countries scrambling to navigate the shifting landscape. In a recent interview with NBC News, Trump indicated that not all trading partners would receive formal notifications of impending tariffs, suggesting a more arbitrary approach to trade policy. This unpredictability has left many nations uncertain about their standing with the U.S. and how best to respond to the evolving situation. As the deadline for the new tariffs approaches, Canada and Mexico are working diligently to find common ground with the Trump administration, hoping to stabilize trade relations and avert further escalations. However, Trump's track record of abrupt policy changes and confrontational rhetoric leaves many in doubt about the potential for a peaceful resolution. The upcoming hearing at the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit on July 31st could play a pivotal role in determining the future of these tariffs. A ruling against Trump could nullify the new rates, while a favorable outcome would embolden his administration to continue its aggressive trade stance. As the situation develops, the world watches closely, aware that the implications of Trump's tariff strategy could reverberate through the global economy for years to come. In summary, President Trump's announcement of a 35% tariff on Canadian imports and potential blanket tariffs on other nations signifies a dramatic shift in U.S. trade policy. The implications of these decisions are vast, affecting not only U.S. and Canadian economies but also the broader landscape of international trade. As negotiations continue and the deadline looms, the outcome remains uncertain, with both countries bracing for the potential fallout of Trump's trade war. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.